Hey guys. Alright, so today I'll be walking you through the process how a biker slash rider gets their motorcycle license in Jamaica, or basically how easy it is to get your motorcycle license in Jamaica, or your rider's license as we call it. So I will be showing you guys me at the depot doing the test and showing you guys the whole process. But while I'm on my journey, I will be talking to you guys about a few things regarding the license process. Now, it is fairly easy to get your motorcycle license in Jamaica. However, most motorcyclists, they don't have a license. I think in particular that is because of the laws that we have here. So basically, you can get your provisional license, which is like a learner's, and you can pretty much buy a bike using your learners and continue the rest of your riding career using your learners. So many bikers in Jamaica, they don't actually do the actual rider's license test. You know, they don't go for their actual license. They just use a learner, and the learner expires every year. And it's fairly cheap. It's like the price has risen, because when I did my learners, it was for $1,500. But now the price has risen to like what, $1,700 or $1,700 in Jamaican dollars. But it's fairly cheap, and as I mentioned, a lot of riders slash bikers, they actually do that instead of getting their general license. Now the general license cost, it is a bit different, or should I say the cost is way different than a learner's, of course. So what I did was to email the actual tax administration, right? So they're basically responsible for the charges and you buying your exam fee and all. So I actually emailed them, and up on the screen right now, you're seeing basically a snapshot of the email. It's basically the response from the tax administration. They showed me, or should I say, they sent me a reply. My email was basically asking them what is the process for me to add my rider's license to my driver's license, because I already had my driver's license. So I just wanted to add my rider's, proof of me, can actually ride motorcycles. So I emailed them, and here's a response. They sent me the process. Basically, first what you have to do is to purchase the examination fee, which cost around 3,240 Jamaican dollars. So after you purchase the examination fee, what you do is to go to the tax office, right? The tax office deals with, as I mentioned, your exam fee, etc., etc. You purchase your examination fee, then you go to the examination depot. You're gonna get a receipt at the tax office. You go to the examination depot. For me, I went to the Swallowfield depot because that depot was closer to me. We do have other depots. For example, there's one in Spanish Town, but as I mentioned, the Swallowfield one is closer to me. I purchased the examination fee, got my receipt, then I went to the depot to set a date to do the exam. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the exams are only done once per week, and yes, once per week, and it's on Wednesdays, and you have to go in the morning, like maybe 9 a.m. or so. So I got up really early that morning, and I actually borrowed a friend's bike. Why? Because his bike was more nimble than my bike, or I was more used to his bike. At that time, when I went to get my rider's exam, I wasn't really familiar with my bike. So I didn't want to go to the exam with my bike and fail. So I went to the exam with his bike that I was familiar with. So that's also a good thing to do. If you're gonna do your rider's exam or rider's license test, go with a bike that you're comfortable with. One of those small lightweight bikes you can flick around. You're gonna want to do that in the exam. Number 2, you set the due date. As I mentioned, the date to do the exam. It's normally on Wednesdays, and you have to go early in the morning, right? So now, once you set your examination date, then you go to the depot. On that day, at that time, you'll have your receipt, or you'll have some information, something that shows that you're supposed to do the exam there. I don't remember what exactly it was. You go to the depot and you basically do your exam. The exam is a really simple process in Jamaica, that is. I don't know about any other country, but in Jamaica it's a really simple process. My friend did the same exam and he was like, it wasn't that easy for him, but it was pretty easy for me. So I also forgot to mention that when you're doing your motorcycle license test or your rider's license test, you actually do a written test as well. It's not anything much in Jamaica. Basically, what you do is they give you a piece of paper, they give you a book rather, and they tell you to read maybe like a couple lines or so, just to see if you can actually read. And they would give you some multiple choice, right? So multiple choice questions. That's if you don't have a driver's license and you're going for your rider's license. But for me, I already had my driver's license, so it's basically proof that I can read. So basically what they gave me was a couple multiple choice questions, and they asked me to read a sentence, and that was practically it for the written test. The practical now involved me actually riding the bike. Now, as you can see, I've been up and down on the road. I was trying to find where the depot was, because from I did my driver's exam, I never went back, so I kind of lost track of where it was.
This a madman, man. This a madman. You got away the put it down.
You're gonna see me asking instructions from someone on the road, a Rasta man. He pretty much liked my camera, and he pretty much liked my setup. So he was complimenting me, and you know, that's a good thing, because in Jamaica, persons normally, they're not used to seeing a biker with a camera on their helmet. You know, they're not used to seeing it. So he was questioning me why I have it, and I was telling him that I have it for insurance purposes and, you know, just for leisure purposes as well.
Yeah, for Facebook everywhere. Yeah, man. Love it, love it.
So now I actually found the depot, and I am actually going into the depot to do the exam.
Where is the entrance?
Another person was asking me about my camera as well. So the exam now, the first thing that they made me do was to do a hill start, right? You're gonna see where I stopped on the hill start, and the trick was not to roll back, so you know, you had to use your brake, time the clutch and all, right? So that was fairly easy for me, because I've been like riding for maybe a year or so before. So yes, hill start, and then what they made me do next was to do some cone dribble. I started really terribly, like it was awful. Like, my gosh, I didn't hit any of the cones, but like I didn't have any rhythm going through the cones. At one point I even have to reverse the bike and try and go through again. You know, it was really terrible. So going through the cones there, I realized that I started badly, so I the second time around, they made me go around again. I fixed up everything, right? I just took my time, had some rhythm, and just went through the cones, and I didn't hit any of the cones. I went through with rhythm and everything was good. And to be honest, that's actually the exam for me. My friend told me that he had to go through the cones and do some other stuff. I don't know. But apparently these guys apparently them rate me. So, and that was pretty much it for my rider's exam. It is really easy for you to get your rider's license in Jamaica, so I'm appealing to more of you bikers, just do it.